got a soapbox I can stand upon, but God gave me.
Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Daphne, and today we're talking about my 10th week of pregnancy.
Don't you get involved in politics, religions, other people's.
Can you believe that it has already been 10 weeks? That is so crazy. This week I am on vacation with my husband Pete. The kids are at home with my mom, and we are just celebrating being alive and having a healthy pregnancy and getting closer and closer to the end of my first trimester. So I am 10 weeks and a few days, closing in on 11 weeks now. We are almost at the end of our cruise, which is so sad. We've had the best time. And by the time that we get home, will I be 11 weeks by the time we get home? Yeah. So I'll be 11 weeks and really close to the end of this first trimester and feeling good. I'm already starting to feel a lot better. So I had turned, halfway through my 10th week by the time that we got here on this cruise. And I think, gosh, have I only thrown up one time? I think I only threw up one time this entire vacation so far. So that was, let's see, it was our first night in Houston. We had flown out, we live in Michigan, and we flew to Houston so that we could drive down to Galveston for our cruise to leave. And the only time that I threw up was that very first day in Houston. I woke up and I didn't get food in my stomach fast enough, so I threw up, but it was just bile, which I've already gone on a rant about throwing up bile, but it is literally worse than anything else. I would much rather throw up anything else. But since then, I haven't had any issues. And when you're on the cruise, you can use these little order things for breakfast, and you just hang it outside of your door in the morning and you order whatever it is that you want, and they'll come to your room as early as 5 o'clock in the morning. Obviously I'm not waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I've been selecting like 7 to 7:30 every morning, and they come by and they bring like little pastries and coffee and stuff. And it's just been amazing because as soon as I wake up, I can get something in my stomach, and then I take my Zofran, and really I've been feeling pretty good. And I was really worried about having motion sickness and stuff on the cruise, but it's been fine. Like, it's really been great. And there's only been a few instances where I was really feeling like I might get sick, but I totally avoided that by either, breathing through it or sitting down and relaxing a little bit. And then obviously just keeping food in my stomach has been the major way that I've been able to chill and feel okay. So yeah, so this week has been really great. Let's see, what else can I tell you about this week? So we have been cruising. So we went from Galveston, Texas, where it was like pretty warm, and then we stopped in, oh my gosh, I'm gonna forget all the names of these places. Costa Maya, I think. It's just like a little place in Mexico. I think that they actually created the cruise port, and it was just a tiny like fishing town and wasn't particularly large or anything like that. And then they brought the cruise port, and then it kind of got bigger and bigger, and there were more things to do. But what we did there was we went to some Mayan ruins and we hiked around, and it was, I want to say it was like near 90 degrees. And I usually don't have any problem with the heat or anything like that, but in that weather, we were hiking around these Mayan ruins, and I'll see if I can insert some pictures here. It was actually like incredibly cool. But I was starting to feel like I was seriously going to pass out, and I don't really get that feeling very often, except for when I'm pregnant. So luckily I didn't pass out. I got to drink my water and my husband's water, and we bought some chips from this little place. I think it's called Chichobin or something like that. My Spanish, I've learned, is completely dreadful, but the people there were so nice, and they spoke English well enough that we could get by with hand motions. And so we bought some chips, and I had a whole bunch of water, and we hiked around the Mayan ruins, and it was super cool. I loved every minute of it. And then after that, we went to Belize. We actually didn't go into Belize City at all. We just went to this little place called Goff's Cay, and we went snorkeling, which was super great. We had the best time. I did get pretty burnt. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, I got pretty burnt, but that's okay. It was still super worth it and super fun. I feel like my skin has been a little bit more sensitive being pregnant than it might otherwise be. So the sunburn is particularly painful, but whatever. We're on vacation. Everything is just grand. And let's see, then we are going to be in Cozumel, and that's great. Not sure what all is going to be going on in Cozumel, but then we will be on our way back. There's a fun day at sea where you just kind of stay on the boat, hang out, get some sun, and then we'll be going back home to our babies, which I am extremely excited about. I miss them a lot. I think both my husband and I were not expecting to miss our kids as much as we have. So yeah, it's been really great to get away and just be the two of us and have some time, but I'm excited to go home and to see our kiddos. In terms of my symptoms and stuff this week, I've been feeling pretty good. Like I said, the nausea hasn't been there really. We have been sleeping a lot, but I don't know if that's just because, you know, we're on vacation and we don't have anything else that we need to do. So I've been reading a lot, and I've been napping in my lounge chair and just, you know, getting sun and stuff, and it's just been great. I'm definitely starting to feel better. I think a few weeks ago I was feeling really, really badly, I wasn't feeling great, and now I'm starting to feel very well again, and I've noticed that my appetite is increasing. I don't even want to get on the scale when I get home, because on this cruise I have eaten anything and everything, and you know, that's just life. But yeah, I'll update you next week as to where we're at with that. I'm sure I've made up for what I lost from morning sickness throughout my first trimester, and hopefully not a whole lot more, but we'll see. My goal was to make it through my 12th week without gaining more than 2 pounds. So I had started at 144, and I wanted to be no more than like 146 by the end of my first trimester. So I might have already blown past that due to this cruise, but we'll see. If so, I can always make up for that later. I just want to stick to a healthy weight gain. So my OB said anywhere between 15 and 25 pounds is where I should end up by the end, but I'm not super stressed about it. I just want to have a healthy pregnancy. So let's talk a little bit about baby. Again, like there's not a whole ton happening. Baby is still developing, you know, these fine-tuned things, getting, you know, fingers separated and growing little teeth buds underneath the gums and stuff. Obviously the teeth won't show up for quite some time, but the buds are developing. The eyes and the ears are developing and fine-tuning a little bit more. And baby is now just over 1 inch long, so getting pretty big. And I mean, obviously a full length baby is like 18 inches or whatever, but you know, it's a decent size. And I feel like, especially like I wake up in my belly, it isn't quite flat, but it's just a little bit rounded, more rounded than it was. Let's see if I can show you. It's hard to see with a dress like this, but it's a little bit more rounded than it was. And then I feel like by the end of the night, and after I eat every single time, it's like boom. So I'm just getting bloated, I think, because my uterus is starting to rise up and lift out of the pelvis. So anytime I eat, like the food doesn't have anywhere to go except for like right there in my stomach. And yeah, it's attractive, let me tell you. So especially when I'm laying around in my bathing suit all the time, I'm like, man. But yeah, so that just is what it is. I know in a few weeks I'm definitely going to start really showing, and I feel like for now I'm not showing a ton when I first wake up, but anytime after I eat, it's like, ooh, you know. So I don't know, we'll see. I think, yeah, it'll be another few weeks, and I'm not sure that my pants and stuff are going to fit me much longer. I think that's just about it for this week. I am really excited to get home and see our babies, and at the end of this week, like towards this weekend, we'll be home Saturday night, and then I think on Sunday I'll film our 11-week update. So that is really exciting, and getting really close to that 12-week mark, which is really where I start to breathe a sigh of relief. I feel like I am starting to feel a little more secure in this pregnancy, and just really excited for what's to come. Thank you so much for watching this 10-week update, and I will see you at the end of this week for my 11-week update.
Stock market crashing in a portfolio while